Where's my
You're listening to Soul Blerds After Dark with Letter J. Elmani Vani and superhero DJ John Quick.
Yeah. We in the building, y'all. What's good?
Goody though.
What up? We like to welcome you guys to the first debut episode of Soul Blerds After Dark. My name is DJ John Quick, and before I introduce myself, I got to introduce my esteemed co-hosts. First of all, ladies first, we got the Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, gamer, entrepreneur, Letter J in the building, y'all. What's good?
What's goody?
And of course, we got my boy, the educator, the philanthropist, the activist, and Kappa man himself, Elmani Vani, aka Elmani V, in the building.
What up, family?
What up?
Family, what's going on?
That's what's up. And of course, I am your New York City's resident superhero DJ John Quick, official DC Comics influencer. And this is my brainchild, Soul Blerds After Dark. We're going to bring out that inner blurred in you. You know what I'm saying? So tonight, we're going to hit on a few things. We got a special guest coming in the building. So I can't wait, to speak to this good brother. But for right now, let's go through some things that we want to talk about on this first broadcast. And the first thing for me that I wanted to speak about was the death of not only an amazing actor, but after hearing all the stories, he was just an amazing human being, and that would be the brother Chadwick Boseman. Of course, T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, and before I get into in terms of what he meant to me, I got to throw it out to my amazing, co-host. So we'll let the ladies start. So let it Jay tell the audience, like, what did Chadwick Boseman mean to you?
Honestly, he was just, for me, the personification of Black excellence. Really, to know that, one of the most difficult things I think for people to understand is that we as people of color kind of deal with life every single day in your face, and there's certain things that other people just want to deal with, and that's a part of the privilege. I always say privilege is not what you've been through, but what you've never had to go through. The fact that that man was actually dealing with, we're all dealing with like our own issues, but physically, his own body, while in an industry that is so difficult to navigate as Hollywood, and kept a smile, and kept empowering, and kept encouraging. He never even knew it. He never let you see him sweat. And I think that it's a testament to, how much support Black men truly need, because we don't allow things to really affect us in a way like we'll deal with it ourselves, And so he just embodied a symbol of courage and perseverance and relentlessness and drive and everything that I really think is indicative of what we aspire to as Black people, just being truly excellent in every aspect. We didn't even know what he was going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree. El, what you think, bro? What's your thoughts on this, man?
It's funny. They talk about, usually when you think about an actor, they talk about the duality, right? The roles that they've played and the individual. I think Let Jay hit on everything in terms of on
Yes.
the individual, right? And just his sense of real deep authenticity, living life to the fullest, as a black man. I think it's something really dope in terms of coming from an HBCU in the sense of acknowledging that pride, right? Acknowledging and being a Howard grad and
Yes.
putting out there. And I think there's something to be said about that because I think a lot of times, unfortunately, we've seen it too many times where black people we admire let us down when they don't acknowledge critical aspects of their blackness.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So to see him really put Howard on the map was really deep. I want to talk. I don't look at it as a dual consciousness, but really more as a triple, right? So the other side is indeed he played amazing roles, and yes,
Yes.
he played an amazing role in Black Panther. But when I think about the role of T'Challa, I think that what he did is, this is going to sound kind of weird, though he played the role of T'Challa great, he did it in such a way that it's elevated beyond him. Meaning that when I think of T'Challa, I think of the aspirations of any black male in America, if not any black male in the world, which is this is what excellence looks like
Yes.
when systemic oppression is removed from every fabric of my environment. It is not saying I'm not going to work hard. It is not saying I'm not going to go through adversity. But it is saying that I'm going to elevate above and beyond. And when I'm allowed to, here's what I can become without a shred of arrogance, but humility and understanding my role in helping people. So that's what I think of when I think of him. That role of T'Challa is crystallized, no matter whoever plays it afterwards.
Absolutely. And before I get into, what's going to happen after, post death, I do want to speak about the brother, Chadwick Boseman himself. Now, my interaction with him, it was pretty cool. My friend AJ Calloway had hooked it up to whereas he did a drop for my mix show. So AJ actually went to interview him on the set of Black Panther. So everything was really secretive, but he was able to get, pull Chadwick to the side during the break and, got him to do the drop, and I knew they had what you call a townhouse meeting at Sirius XM. So I wanted to make sure I was there. So it was him, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita, Denai, and I was sitting like they normally do the interviews in this big glass room. So I was sitting like right outside the glass room, whereas they had to come by me to get in the room. So as they're walking by, I'm giving my, like, yo, what's up? But when he came, I was like, yo, what's up, Chad? And he was like, he looked at me dead in the eye. He goes, what's up? And I stopped him. I was like, listen, I said, I don't know if you remember, because he did the drop back in December. So this is February now. So I asked him, I said, I don't know if you remember or not, but AJ Calloway had you do a DJ drop for me, which I play on my show, and I got all the DJs jealous. So he was like, yeah, I remember. And I was like, yeah. He was like, superhero something, right? I was like, yeah. I said, superhero DJ. He was like, superhero DJ John Quick. So I was like, wow, he remembered, which was cool to me. And he goes, yo, the reason I remember, because it took me like 3 or 4 times to, get it right. But I wanted to make sure I got it right for you, bro. I said, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you doing this role because I know you're going to do a great job. I can't wait. Because, we seen him do James Brown, which he was amazing. We seen him do Jackie Robinson. We seen him do Thurgood Marshall. Like he's like a once in a generation type talent, transcended, right? So they go into, they do the interview with Sway, pick up my man Sway in the morning. And I remember there was a point in the interview where they were talking about two young boys that he had befriended as a child. I mean, these two kids he had befriended, and they both were terminally ill. And he had, gotten, stayed in contact with them and everything, their parents. And the crazy thing is the little boys, all they were worried about, it was like, yo, we just want to live long enough to see the movie, which is, that's deep. And he talked about, how he didn't realize how important of a movie this was for kids, because if you think about it, for years we had to look at, white superheroes growing up. And don't get it twisted. I love Superman, Batman, the Flash, and all that. But it's always different when you can see somebody, you can see one of your heroes, some of you inside of your heroes. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Black Panther represents to so many people. And the sad thing was the two boys, they didn't live to see the movie. And at that point in the interview, he stopped and he literally started weeping. And there wasn't a dry eye in the room. And
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't a dry. It went viral. It wasn't a dry eye. And that's all I needed to know about Chadwick Boseman. He's just a super caring, unselfish human being. So I feel like, even though, the entertainment industry lost a titan, I feel like humanity lost a titan, so, but with that being said, the Black Panther role is such an important role in the comic book movie industry. So I guess my question to you guys, where do you think Marvel should go from here? And I'll start out with you this time, Elmani. Go ahead.
I'm going to go back to an open letter that I wanted to write Ryan Coogler right after the end of the first Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to not kill off Killmonger. And I didn't want to kill off Killmonger for deep societal Black youth reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because Killmonger, as much as we love and crystallize and revere T'Challa, the reality is the Killmonger Black experience is the Black experience of a Black male in America.
Mm-hmm.
You can take whatever degree, right?
Yes.
To a degree of what he experienced to partial. But there's a reason why there wasn't a line in Black Panther that he said that you didn't feel in your soul. If you're Black,
yes.
There wasn't a line in Black Panther that he said that you did not feel, right? And I felt as though that our narratives coming from that background, they always end. They tend to end tragic. They never are triumphant. And I think there need to be something triumphant for the young Black male, that the reality is sees themselves more in Killmonger than they do in T'Challa.
Yes.
So when you talk about now, where should they go? I think if they want to make Shuri, or if they want to make a strong sister, Black Panther in part 2, fine. Salute. I do believe that Michael B. Jordan's character, Killmonger, should be resurrected and should be Black Panther in part 3. And I think for that reason, though, right? For the reason of allowing the young Black male who sees his life in Killmonger to be rewarded, to be triumphant, to be given mercy, to be given grace, not mercy, to be given grace. And Marvel's done it. Loki, Winter Soldier.
Well, Killmonger is resurrected in the comics a couple of times, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I'm not in there, but for me, it's not so much about the character. It's not so much about about Marvel, it is about sending a great message to the young brothers that we work with, that I work with on a day-to-day, that says, yo, nah, you can become that king. We're not just saying that to you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And you like to even add to that. I love, so you're right, not about the symbolism behind what these characters represent.
Mhm.
For one thing, at some point, they're no longer, you know what I mean? Very
Mhm.
simple. Congress been like, T'Challa's been like, Martin Luther King. At some point, they established a line because they understood that they were stronger together. So when they came together, there was a journey that they didn't need to go through. And when they came together, they were live. And I think that message is so powerful that even our stories can be different, even our experiences can be different. Struggles are very similar. We just understand each other and we align together. That alignment is so very powerful. So I agree with you. I think what you're absolutely, it's definitely been done in Marvel to deteriorate like you know the comic. And then it's just when it comes to who's gonna play Black Panther, it's terrifying. It's like
Yeah.
now the
Yeah.
body there. You bad with one third. I do think anybody that is carried the torch and they continue presenting even if this is
Yeah. You know, it's crazy. You get, as a fanboy, you hear all these crazy rumors like, oh, they're going to do this, Namor is going to be in part 2, or they're going to bring back Killmonger. All kinds of rumors flying around. But I think, judging by, I hear a lot of people saying, they shouldn't bring him back because of Chadwick and how powerful he was in that role. I said, but at the end of the day, as much as I loved and revered Chadwick, he's not bigger than the actual role of the Black Panther. The Black Panther is a symbol. It's a symbol of Black excellence, and I know I guarantee for a fact Chadwick would want that
yeah.
character to remain. There's no way he would say, "Yo, if I can't play it, nobody should." He's not. You could tell he's not built like that. And so, my thing would be, I can't wait actually to see who they decide to put in this role, because whoever it is, they have some big shoes to fill. But there's a lot of talented brothers out there who I think could fill the role. Now, if they decide to go like in the comics with Shuri as the Black Panther, that's fine too. But I just think that, for me, it's paramount. It's paramount that they fill that role, and it's no rush. Definitely don't rush. Make it the right pick, because Chadwick was a great pick, and also you got to say, like, Marvel, in terms of casting, for the most part, they normally get it right. So I'll just leave that at that. But anyway, in the comments, let us know. Who do you think could fill the iconic role of the Black Panther in Black Panther 2, which is due out in, I want to say May of 2022. I think that's when it's due, but we'll see. With everything that's going on. But
Quick, I want to talk about who they think we feel about the There's a lot of
yeah, Jay, I can speak. I didn't hear that part. Say that again.
I said next time we'll talk about the kind of people feel like it should be.
Okay. Yeah. No doubt. But speaking of Black Panther, yeah.
I think
Good.
last comment I'll make about that, and this is what's interesting about, I think, Black Panther more than any other, whether it be Marvel or DC, is that you had two groups of people that follow Black Panther, right? We saw this in the movies. You had those that are diehard Marvel comic fans, and then you had a portion of the Black community for Blackness, and I think it's the side that even for Blackness, that's saying don't recast.
Yes.
Because they're followers of of the blackness aspect of it,
Yes,
rather
yes.
than the Marvel aspect of it. So
That's very true. That's a good point. That's a good point. You could definitely tell, like, once this tragedy happened, and you read the comments in these different fan pages, you could tell the fans of the movie versus the fans of the comic books. It was definitely baked in. But anyway, speaking of like Wakanda, all things black and just fantastic. Got some good news at DC Fandom, and basically the whole Milestone Comics universe is being brought back by DC Comics, which is a brilliant move because black is dope. You know what I'm saying? And black comic books are on the rise, black comic book characters are on the rise. So if you're not familiar with Milestone Comics, I beg of you to Google them. Google Milestone Comics. You could Google Dwayne McDuffie, one of the great writers of Milestone, one of the great creators and black creatives in the comic book industry ever. And they had a lot of iconic characters you may not have heard of: Hardware, Rocket, and Icon, and the Blood Syndicate. But the one character that I'm sure you've heard of, was Static Shock. And there's news that Static Shock is going to have his first live action movie. So I want to throw it to you guys. Jay, what do you think about Static having this movie? Do you have any ideas who should play Static? I just think it's a dope idea.
I think it's an incredible idea. I think it's actually really progressive. Actually want to make it happen. What's the actual slated win?
Say that again.
Do you actually?
No, he had his own his cartoon. They everybody. He's never had a live action movie.
I know. I'm like, are they actually discussing potential production, or is it just
No. It's what you call pre-production.
So they're actually going.
They haven't started shooting or anything yet, but they're moving forward with it. They're definitely moving forward. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. What about you? What about you, El?
It depends on. I think it depends on whether DC wants to go like the comic book or like the movie, like the show, like the animation show, and go funny, or are they trying to go with a more serious undertone? If they're trying to go with the more serious undertone, man, I'm not sure. If they're trying to go funny, I'm actually thinking it'd be kind of hilarious. I'm thinking of my man from Blackish, Marcus Scribner.
Yeah, he would be good for the funny one, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Funny route, I'm thinking about him. If they trying to go a little bit more serious, I'm not sure, man. I gotta think about that one. Maybe the young brothers in The Shy, the one that played the drug dealer's brother.
I can't remember his name though. I can't remember his actual actor's name. Yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Like I'm thinking someone like him, that could potentially fit that role now. He's a little bit older now.
Yeah.
But still young. Someone like him, if you want to go with a tougher theme with it.
Yeah. I think first of all, I hope they go with the more serious tone, and I really hope they go with whoever the Black Lightning showrunner is. I hope he's involved somehow because I love the way they've done Black Lightning in the DC TV universe. It has a great, serious undertone, a lot of family values, and it also hit on a lot of subjects that are relevant today. And I hope, especially being a young black male, I think they really need to run with that in terms of the whole theme of the movie. But we shall see. But right now, let's switch gears a little bit and let's get into some music now. Letter J, you got a special guest for us tonight. Why don't you tell the audience about him?
Man, listen, I am so excited about Tony Abrahams, and that's Abrahams. This guy is, speaking of Black excellence, he definitely is one of them. And so basically, he served as CFO, the actual Chief Financial Officer on home enterprises and a portfolio of businesses, investments, you know, and I want to try to get it right because this person is a fan of me. He oversaw the finance, the operations, all of the businesses and investments, including Bad Boy and related names.
Wow.
You know, he and I were put together with colleagues because he said over the years he was approached by a lot of different artists, people that were inspiring artists and producers and engineers. And one of the things that struck him was that there wasn't a real access to their music to get heard. They weren't signed to a label.
Gotcha.
He took all of his resources, people he's met over the years, raised money to build a music called Pluto.
That's
It's really cool because kind of describes it with American Idol and Tinder have babies. It's like left, if it's black like that, and
yeah.
right, so everyone literally gets to upload their music in artists, and artists decide who makes big happy. So
Yeah. That's dope.
And I'm super excited to know this guy, Tony Abraham.
Woo! Yeah.
From CFO to CEO. You did. Make sure your mic's on, Tony.
Tone, welcome to the show. So Jay, we're gonna let you run this interview. Me and L, we're gonna jump in when we see fit.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Is that better?
Yes, much
Yeah,
better.
yes.
All right, good. Thank you for that. Yeah, how are you guys? And young lady.
Hold on, that was Tony making all that noise in the background. I was like, what's going on?
That wasn't me. I was on mute.
It's all good, bro.
That wasn't me. I was on mute.
I was like, it's all good, bro. Welcome to the show, man.
I'm not getting blamed for that technical thing. I'm like, what's all that now? I'm not used to being on mute, so I don't know how to handle that.
He is going wild.
You know what?
It's all good, brother. Thank you so much for joining us.
Tony, I'm gonna let you go in, but I do want to say that one of the most exciting things during the quarantine is how Tony capitalized on so many artists being dormant and like not being able to perform, not really knowing how to showcase their music, knowing how to have an audience, you know. And I'm gonna let Tony tell you the story because one of the coolest things I think you said was, you know, you said, yeah, man, listen, you know, you should definitely upload your music to my platform, Tweedle. And an artist said to him, well, you know, I'm on Spotify, and, you know, I'm on like this or that. And he's like, how's that going for you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so with that, which is a very Tony statement, I'm gonna let you take it from there and tell us, you know, what Tweedle is and what brought you here.
So, well, what brought me here is you invited me. But you know, I never pass up an opportunity to talk about Tweedle because it's a passion project of mine. And you know, so just right off the bat, sort of what is Tweedle? I think it's important to just look at sort of what's happening in the industry because music discovery remains a very manual process right now, and it relies heavily on gatekeepers. And the unfortunate thing about that is it creates a physical capacity constraint in this information-enabled world that we live in because content is everywhere and we're still trying to push music through a bunch of people. And the result of that is that a vast majority of aspiring music artists can't get their music heard. I mean, like, did you guys know that 99% of all new music goes unheard?
What?
99%. That's a real.
Wow.
That's a fact that's been published in a lot of music rags, and in fact, Spotify last year reported that they have 3 million artists on their platform, and only 22,000 of them, which is 0.7%, so less than 1%, generated sufficient streams to earn minimum wage.
Wow.
Right? So yeah, so basically, you know, like less than 1/8% of all music artists get all the money, and everybody else puts their music up to Spotify and they get a few streams from their friends and family or whatever, and they take home, if you're lucky, a check for $1,000 in a year, and that's pretty much it. right? And that was the problem that I saw in the music industry that inspired me to leave Diddy and Combs Enterprises to try to address this issue for new artists. And so Tweedle is a Black-owned, obviously, startup music tech company, and we democratize music discovery, and we seek to establish this music middle class, right? Like, we recognize that not every artist is going to be Drake or Taylor Swift, and but they should be able to live off of their passion, right? And make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, buy a house, and send their kids to college. And so our platform is powered by the First Music social network, and we give all new artists a fair chance to be heard and a voice to music lovers to help select the next hot artist. So that's sort of high level of what Tweedle is. Like, the twist there is that, the current vibe is gatekeepers, tastemakers, filter talent. They get signed to a deal. There's limited money put towards production and marketing and stuff. And then they kind of socialize you on the tail end of the experience. And as a result, the labels are filled with artists that never really made it to market, even though they were signed, and they tried to push them out there. And because the people are the ultimate determinants of success. So we flip that model on their head, and we just say, well, just bring your music straight to the people and build the vibe with the people in a music social network, because nothing exists. Nothing was built for artists, new artists, and everybody's trying to force fit broken tools to discover new music. And so we're flipping it around and socializing the music first, and then let the people tell you who's hot, and then see what happens from there.
I love that. So would you say that the artist, that is the primary distinction between Tweedle and Spotify and Apple and Tidal and all those?
Well, that's one of the well, I think the big difference between Tweedle and the streaming platforms is that, those platforms are programmed to stream the most popular artists.
Right.
And in part because, there's some contractual requirements. They stream the songs of the labels, and the labels are the ones out there trying to sign the new artists. So they have non-compete agreements, right? Spotify and Apple Music can't go too far into the territory of the labels, because the labels still want to make money, right? So they don't want that digital discovery experience to happen from people who are, streaming their product. So that's why Spotify and these platforms are programmed to stream the popular artists. And that's why we have the problem, part of the reason why we have that problem today as well. And then they deliver a digital radio experience, right? So you choose your playlist or your songs, and then you sit back and chill like you're listening to the radio, and that's what you get. Right. Tweedle, on the other hand, showcases the best new music from new artists, and we provide like musical adventures for people to experience the music, right? And so what we do is we gamify music discovery to enhance that engagement and interactivity, right? So in a sentence, I'll say, like, we socialize music discovery with gamified and interactive experiences. And that's the difference. So young people can go in and immerse themselves in Tastemaker Challenge to see who has the best ear for music, and challenge friends and compete on new music. And at the center of all of their interactivity is just new artists.
That, Jay, can I jump in there real quick? That sounds freaking amazing. Like, gamify, like games we all love, and music. I mean, how could you miss? It's like, can you give us an example? Just give us like an example of how that would work.
So when you come into Tweedle, it's kind of like, so here's basically how it works. When you upload your music to Tweedle, the artist will select a 30-second sample, their best 30 seconds of their song, using our proprietary software. And so now you no longer are committed to having to scrub through the song when someone shares it to you to determine if you like the song. You're going to be presented with the 30 seconds that the artist thinks sells that song the best, right? And so when you listen to that 30-second sample, you're like, that's their audition. That's their American Idol audition, and you're the judge.
That's dope.
So,
Oh, that's dope.
so you get to swipe nah or dope, actually, right? So
Whoa.
you swipe left or right like
Yeah.
Tinder, whether or not you think the song is nah or dope. And so when you're voting on music, our algorithm is comparing your votes relative to what the people think about the music, and it's calculating a voter score for you. And that voter score measures your ability to pick the hits. And so
Oh, that is dope. Oh my God.
So now when kids are arguing over whose playlist should be on the aux cord when they get in the car, they can rank it on like, well, my voter score is higher than yours, so I got
receipts. They got receipts now.
So that's the starting point of it. And then with the voter score, we gamify and add cloud experiences and things like that. But like on the gamified experiences, we can have, like, let's say you listen to 5 songs and you can share and challenge a friend and say, hey, I got an 82 on these 5 songs. My voter score.
So
but, and you can share it with 5 people and you get a leaderboard and all that kind of stuff on, who has the best ear for music, just on undiscovered talent.
That's dope.
Right. And every time you vote on a song, you vote dope on a song, it populates a dope playlist, so you can always go back and enjoy the songs. And we're adding a whole bunch of features on top of that.
Wow. Woo.
Quick, when I tell you, it is so amazing. First off, I was able to really launch the Tweedle live stream experience as a host with Tony.
Yeah.
It was so exciting because it's really new. There are not a lot of new things around.
Yeah, exactly.
The way that it was done was so beautiful, so mindful of the artist. Tony, I want you to tell us more about the live stream, because the Tweedle live stream experience is really one of a kind.
Yeah, I mean, so in building a social network, you got to have a community, and I think that community needs to be live, and that community needs to be digital. And so the live stream actually was a spinoff of something that we were going to do actually live at South by Southwest. So we had a GoDaddy sponsored stage. It was a South by Southwest sponsored event, and we were going to do this live, experience. And when it got canceled, I just converted that into a live stream experience, and it's really been taking off. And so basically what we do is artists register, we do it every other Thursday, so every 2 weeks. And the next event, mark your calendar, September 24th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at tweedlemusic.com. And so basically artists register for the event, and then we will randomly select new music, right? And we play a 30-second sample, and it's a Zoom Twitch integration. So there'll be a Zoom panel, much like you would see here, where it's myself, Letter J sat on our panel for a while. We have Barry Boo, who's a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. We have a producer and rapper out of Louisiana, and then we always get like some type of industry celebrity guest or whatever to be on this panel. And what the panel does is we critique the 30-second sample. So we play the 30-second sample, and the viewing audience is casting their votes, nah, dope, on the sample, and they're firing up the comment feed on what they think. And so all of the artists that register bring their crew with them and so the comment field is very active. And so when we're done commenting on the music, then we go and reveal the tally of the votes. And if the song has 70% or more dope votes, then we invite that artist into our Zoom chat. And so they enter the room, much like you guys just brought me in, and then we interview them. All right. And so now they get to present themselves to the viewing audience, tell a little bit about themselves, their inspiration for music, when they started, blah, blah, blah. And then they set up the song and tell us about the song and what it means and stuff. And then we play like maybe 2 minutes of the song, right? And then we just rinse and repeat that. And it's just, we just have a lot of fun. It's a lot of joke telling and laughing and so on. But, sometimes magic gets made because our special guests, like we've had, Taylor Swift's former manager. We've had, you might know some of these people. We've had Orlando Wharton from Atlantic. He's a senior VP of A&R at Atlantic. We had Deputy, who's who produced "Bitch Better Have My Money." We've had people from a guy who helped A&R the launch of Pitbull and Rick Ross, Julian Booth from Love and Hip Hop Miami. Wow. And so we get people to sit in on our panel and help critique. And so we were playing a song. This woman had a song, and it was called "I Imagine Love." And so we critiqued the cover art, everything. It's real fun. And this song came on, and it just dropped the mic, and everybody was like, "What the fuck?" And it was so dope. And so she obviously made it into the interview room, and in the conversation, we said, "Well, do you have any questions of the panelists?" She says, "Yeah, I'm new. This woman, 1 year in the game." She's like, I don't know anything about the game. I'm new, like management team. What advice would you give me about this kind of stuff? And so I gave some feedback, and I said, Orlando, what would you advise her? And he was like, I think, he rubbed his head like, I think, how, your music is good. Like, I'll help you. Right.
Wow.
Now, right on the spot. And I think that, that was a dope experience. And then
dope. Yeah.
And last week, Deputy, who produced "Bitch Better Have My Money," was like, we had an artist in the room, and he was like, "So, are all your music like this? You got other songs? Like, you working on a project? What's the status of it? I mean, I'd like to hear more of your music." Mm-hmm. And so we're making that connectivity. And so when you start connecting the artists with, true industry professionals and stuff, you get a little energy and a vibe from it, because this is what they can't get on their own. And we're just letting the people decide who deserves those shots.
Right.
That is dope, bro. Like that sounds like on the spot synergy, like, on a social media level. And I can't see how you're gonna lose, bro. I'll give it 100, man. It's just a matter of everybody, hearing about it. That's all it is, bro.
It's funny because I talk to young artists. There's we got to do better as people, as Black people, to support Black businesses.
Yes.
Because, you got to like sometimes convince a Black artist to upload their music. And I'm like, wait a minute now. So who did you even talk to at Spotify?
Right.
Who did you talk to? You're able to do it. I mean, like, you got access to the CEO of the company, and you're like,
exactly.
And then you just throw your music at these white tech companies. You don't even ask a question.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's funny how we over due diligence ourselves and don't just jump in and support blindly and say, you know what, if it works out, I'm going to be that first one. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but the first influencers on Instagram made out. It's hard as hell to get 1 million followers on Instagram today, but you know what I'm saying? But those first ones who got out there, they did it, right? And so, sometimes having that first mover advantage is important, and these young people need to think of themselves as businesses.
Absolutely.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Elmani, you got anything for Mr. Abrahams?
I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Can't hear you
now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting that you talk about that. I got a question for you. And this, I'm noticing a lot of DJs that have left, let's say, IG, and have gone on to Twitch to DJ, right? And they're amassing everything. But my concern is always, we're always those creators and innovators, but everybody's always benefiting off of us. So when you talk about your platform, is there also a way, and I actually want to speak specific for the DJ, is there a way to bring these DJ platforms that's now thriving on Twitch and other places over to what you're doing as well?
Well, not yet, but it's in our roadmap. I mean, you remember back in the day, DJs were the ones who made the music hot, right? When they're playing the music, like, that's the first time you hear a song go on the radio, right?
Yeah.
So, our plan is to incorporate the whole DJ experience and let DJs create playlists of new artists and rank the playlist, let the people rank the playlist. of the DJs and stuff, where DJs can have clout too around just dropping hot artists and creating playlists and and so on and so forth. So we're coming up with a bunch of strategies to engage the DJs and also celebrities, right? Like, what does Cardi B like to listen to, and rank celebrity playlists, right?
Yeah, that's dope. That's real dope, man. So, Jay, you got anything else you want to add before we let this man get on with the rest of his evening?
You did your thing. You already know. I think you are Black excellence personified.
You're too kind.
I love everything about Tweedle. I love that it is truly revolutionizing the music industry, and I always love changing the game. And so I think
and I'm a little bit of a blurred too, because God of War is one.
God of War is the only video game Tony plays, but I'm not mad at you. You need to come here to the game house and get in the tournament.
All right, well, thank you all.
Tone, it's been great, man, and I'm definitely going to look for the app, and I'm going to support you because that's what we do on here. We support Black business.
I appreciate it, and hopefully one day we get a chance to shake hands.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Follow it on IG. Download that app because it's super lit.
Yes, download. All right, brother. Peace out. So we're having some technical difficulties with Elmani. So Elmani. Yeah, we have it. Yeah, he's there. You go. I think that's your connection. It's not Jay's. It's your connection.
Yeah.
It's my connection that's going crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let me dip out.
Okay, cool. I'll take you off.
We'll miss you.
All right. So Jay, it's just me and you. That's what's up, man. So once again, if you're just tuning in, you'll listen to the debut episode of Soul Blerds After Dark. I am the superhero DJ John Quick, WBLS New York City, DC Comics influencer. And I got the beautiful, the lovely Alpha Kappa Alpha's own Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter, gamer extraordinaire, gamer entrepreneur. Like she's got it all. And it cracked me up. Like I've known Jay for a while, and we were just talking one day, and for DJ, you meet beautiful women all the time. And my mom always told me the difference between a pretty girl and a beautiful woman is what happens after she opens her mouth. And let me tell y'all, Jay is a beautiful woman. She's brilliant. And it's funny, we had this one conversation. She just came out like, yeah, I don't know if you know that I went to Stanford, majored in electrical engineering. I was like, what? I was like, okay. But if you met her, you would never think that because she's just so dope. She's so cool. But it's an honor to have her on with me. But anyway, Jay.
Oh, no. I can't lose you too.
Speaking about music. Oh, no, we here? Wait. Okay, we still here.
Yeah, you
okay, good. Yeah. We just froze for a second. But anyway, that's technology. That's that bandwidth. But anyway, we initially play our records, but unfortunately, my DJ computer decided it wanted to cooperate this evening. So instead, we'll just tell you about the artists and where you can find the artists. So, Jay. Tell me, and we'll definitely play, and we'll revisit them next week so we could definitely play the music. But Jay, tell them about the artist you were going to feature tonight.
So we have one of our events that we have at the Coexist Game House is Music Monday, which I created because as an artist who games, I really wanted to highlight other artists who love playing video games. And so there is this artist who goes by Spasmodius. This dude is so fire from the Bronx.
Say that name again, Spasmodius.
Spasmodius.
That's an ill name.
That's an ill name. And look, I built the flyer for him to promote. Before he was our highlighted, the artist that we highlighted and featured last Music Monday. His name just looked dope. It just looked dope on the flyer. I was like,
it's an amazing. Like you better bring it, brother.
And you know what? It was broad. He killed it. He sings, he raps, and I'm talking about, arguably, it's a lot of dudes out here that be, rapping. This dude is nice. I'm talking like OD nice. You could just, his skill level is poised. He cleared, and it was so amazing to me with everything that's happening in the world, the pandemic and all. we gave him his first show of 2020. When normally he performs all the time.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited that our Music Monday is really still giving artists a platform to perform, and then we stream everything. So other artists from LA, from Texas, Atlanta are like, oh my God, can y'all bring Music Monday here? You know, and it's like,
That's dope. That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah,
That's dope. That's dope.
he has a song and he was actually releasing it here. So I'm gonna make him my choice for next week too, so we can actually play it.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do the same thing with my artist. But
And he's fire.
so L, who is the artist you were going to talk about this week?
Woo! Leroy Hudson.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So anybody that knows me knows I'm a rare groove, rare soul.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Greats, you know. And Leroy Hudson has this song called "The Way You Make Me Feel." I love the way you make me feel, and it's like a song that you would hear at the end of a 1970s blaxploitation movie.
Yes,
Like,
it is. Yes.
Brother walking up.
Claudine.
Right. Her name Claudine. She got the afro. It's at the end.
Foxy
They
Brown.
in California, and they start driving off in a drop top on that California coast, and the credits start rolling.
Side.
I feel left out. Feel left out. Okay.
Yeah. I gotta say, first of all, both of y'all records were mean. I was just like, in different ways too. Like Asmodeus record, Jay. Like, it's funny when people say, "Oh, hip hop is dead, or R&B is dead." That is a prime example of why they sound crazy, because this dude, this young brother, is dope. So I can't wait to be able to play his record next week. Same deal if you. It's funny, L. When I said to pick a record, I knew you were going to come with a rare groove. I knew it. I was like, it's just a matter of what was going to be the genre, you know what I'm saying? And you killed it. My artist I want to talk about, and it was her birthday on Sunday. You may have heard of her, you may not have. Her name is Snow Allegra. All right, Snow Allegra. She has a remix out right now with Pharrell, but that's not the record that made me fall in love with her. The record was off of If Bill Street Could Talk, and the record was called what is it? Find Someone Like You. That's the name of the record, and it's the video is beautiful. It's a celebration of Black love, and the song is just, I mean, it's like a painting, a sonic painting. That's the best way to describe it. And you guys get a chance, definitely check out Snow Allegra. And also, another artist I need you to check out is our very own Letter J. She's dope. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. Just, Google her or whatever. She got tracks all over the place. So y'all make sure y'all check her out.
Y'all can go to letterjmusic.com.
Yes. So let's pivot. Let's pivot like Jokic was pivoted on Cats last night. The Clippers.
Oh my God.
We won't even talk about that, because I ain't gonna front. I'm happy for the Nuggets, but I'm disappointed for the league because everybody wanted to see LA versus LA. That's it is what it is. But those boys said, nah, not on our watch. We coming to spoil the party. But anyway, let's get into a weekly topic for us, and that's Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And one of the things I want to talk about, recently, President Trump, he eliminated racial sensitivity training in government places, which is, you know what? I'm gonna let Letter J, tell me what you think about that. How? Why?
Why? Oh, we know why. Okay, so I was having lunch with my advisor earlier today, and he was like, "Jay, you should go into politics." I'm like, I have disconnected myself from politics in so many ways. I am very much a Black activist, but Trump has literally want to eradicate the taste buds out of my mouth when it comes to the political spectrum.
Yes.
Because he is such an embarrassment on behalf of the human race. How do you alleviate something that was literally created to mitigate what this society has made pervasive in our existence. You know what? This man, this is what I think about. This is what I think about all of that. Trump epitomizes entitlement and privilege in office. He has shown how you can think you are above every law, every societal norm, every ounce of mindfulness, consideration, respect of people in general. Because at this point, you know what? And I said this to one of my best friends, shout out to Decoy Games. I said, you know what? I'm proud of us as Black people. I'm proud of us because we're hard on ourselves. We don't always support each other. But you know what? In the midst of a worldwide pandemic, we came together and we showed the world what it means, what we do when you take one of our own.
Absolutely.
We showed the world so much that we invited the world to join. And we made people that weren't even Black put us over a pandemic.
Absolutely.
This matters more than a virus that we don't even understand.
Yeah.
And from Australia to LA, we had millions of people leaving when they weren't supposed to leave, in the streets, next to each other, fighting for us on our behalf. And we have a person who is the leader of the free world who said, yeah, but fuck all that.
Yeah, basically.
Because that's literally what it is. He is dismantling the core, the things that are now implemented to disrupt the core values that this country was built on.
Absolutely.
Like, until he is no longer in office, we are going to go backwards in the political world, because socially, liberally, we can move forward, and we are leading the charge. But it is unfortunate that, and I really hope that people see, even if you make the pandemic the most important thing right now, he has failed so miserably by simply not even acknowledging human lives.
Yeah, it's really disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. El, what you got, bro? Hold on. Let me, because you were kind of, all right, here we go. I got you.
Am I still choppy?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay. We are going to look back and appreciate Donald Trump as a history teacher. And we are going to appreciate him because he has done something that white America did not want to have happen. Put on full, unapologetic display the level and depth that someone will go to protect white supremacy as an institution and as a system. Am I shocked? I laughed because I'm not shocked. Am I shocked that he said, you know, you teach the 1619 in history in public schools, you shouldn't get federal funding. Am I shocked? No. You're talking about someone where when he was inaugurated, there was a white nationalist party. Where literally it was packed and they were like, hail Donald Trump. So
that's crazy.
Am I shocked?
No.
I think, but I'll say this, and this is the thing we have to be cautious of. Do I think he's going to lose? Yes, I do. But here's the thing. We'll go all out celebrating, and we're going to forget one thing. Is that in the government on all levels, we're enablers. If they're enablers, that means they believe the same ideology. Because he could have been stopped at any time on anything. He literally could have. But he wasn't.
Yep, you're right.
We want to get him out, and I get it. Let's get him out.
Yeah.
But let's remember that there is a whole party right now that's sitting there real quiet. There is, and this is the depth of it. And I remember somebody saying, "Oh, why vote? It doesn't matter, right?" Okay, let's take federal judges. You know what just happened yesterday? federal judge in Texas put on pause mailing out the absentee ballots in, I'm going to get the count, a major county in Texas. You know what's interesting about that county? It's where the largest percentage of Black people live, Houston.
Wow.
So you have Supreme Court, I mean, it's not Supreme Court, a federal judge that put on pause, on delay, sending out the absentee ballots to millions of people where it has the largest Black population in the state of Texas. You have a Republican leaning Supreme Court in Wisconsin that put on pause sending out the mailers because they said, oh, we're going to put this third one. But all of it is politically motivated. And this is what people need to understand. This is why be careful that we get so much into celebrating when the individual's out, when the system is infected with his DNA and the DNA of those who follow that ideology that's still institutionalized. So, yeah, but listen, I'm happy about it because I want it on full. Bring all you. Sometimes I hate to say this. Sometimes, in order for change to happen, you got to see all the evil.
Yeah,
you got
facts.
to see.
Facts.
You can't run away from it. You got to see it. You can't negotiate. Sometimes you got to see ugliness in its full form. Yeah, and that's what we are seeing.
Yeah, it's crazy, L and Jay. This dude Trump is funny. I've been warning people about him way before he got elected. I mean, just off the whole, the racial discrimination lawsuits he's caught here in New York City, and the way he worded his ads that he took out on the Central Park 5, basically almost dehumanizing them. So I knew he was a filthy human being, and we won't even go into the tens upon tens of accused rape cases he's caught, so this individual has no business in being in the White House or any type of leadership position, and I need you guys to vote. I need you to vote on November 3rd, and not just for the president, because to be honest, the local elections are probably even more important than anything else. So let's just be conscientious and get out there and vote and make our voice heard, because this is it's just been, I've never seen such blatant racism from our government since I've been alive, to be honest. I remember my parents talking about it, but I don't remember it being this blatant. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember, aside from David Duke, and that was when I was adult. I don't remember it being like you literally have white nationalists proudly in government spaces, like proudly. The hood's off. You know what I'm saying? Mask off.
And I mean,
but it had to. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a testament to what Omani's saying, because it's not new. I mean, it definitely has been there. Their ideology has always been that.
Yeah, it's always been there, but
yeah, it's just we haven't seen it, because politics are what they are, right? You need the Black vote. You need this vote. You're not just gonna blatantly shit on them. Trump blatantly shitting on him.
Exactly. That's the difference. He's not even trying to hide it at this point. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
go ahead, bro. But let me say this last part.
Yeah,
it makes sense. The last time we've seen such blatancy, right, were the Jim Crow laws turned a century.
Yeah.
What did that there are 3 times in America post-enslavement that you see the blatant system of racism and white supremacy.
Yeah.
Right after enslavement, because then you had post-Reconstruction. Remember, in South Carolina, that was pretty much a Black Congress. That was pretty. South Carolina was damn near a Black government, right?
Yeah.
And so you're starting to see at that point Black people being influential. Here's the part that's missed out, and that goes later on when we talk about Jim Crow and redlining, and that is in the 1920s and that's the rise of the middle class Black community.
Yeah.
When we talk about Rosewood, when we talk about where my family is from in Oklahoma, Tulsa, when we talk about those things, think about it was strategic about dismantling middle class Black communities. Why? Well, what's the number one way to wealth? Inheritance.
Yep.
Right? And property ownership. Okay, so now you have that. And then next you have Obama. And it's not so much about President of the United States. It was that Obama normalized the intellectual Black men, normalized, oh, shoot, Black men can go to Ivy League school, but normalized it, normalized thought, normalized power, the thought of entitlement of power for Black men and for Black people. So every single time you have these, it's the system to disrupt the socioeconomic development and empowerment of Black people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And, as we continue along Black Lives, first of all, I want to say a quick big up to our girl, Naomi Osaka. She wore a victim's name on her mask every day on her way to world supremacy at the U.S. Open. So that was dope. But go ahead. Did y'all want to say something about that, or? Yeah. So, but who I do want to talk about is there's been a couple of developments with this whole Breonna Taylor case, who we are still waiting for someone to arrest the killers. But aside from that, we found out a couple things. Number one, they found out that there was indeed a body camera on one of the officers, and they lied about it. Yeah. All right, that's one thing. Yeah. And number two, her family, according to sources, they received a $12 million settlement, and also they received assurances that there would be some type of police reform, which is just as important as the $12 million settlement. Now, my thing is this: $12 million still doesn't bring your daughter back, and it still doesn't exact justice. So I'm gonna need them to come a little stronger. What you guys think about that?
We all need them to come stronger. As long as I'm still posting arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor, and still playing that song and still showing how fast and fair and all of these magazines and have her face on the cover of it. Yeah. And no matter how powerful the influence and the cultures are, this country still continues to simply not do the thing that they do.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a big problem.
There's no amount of money that is going to cover the life of one of us. It's just not. Yeah. And I love that we are standing in solidarity. I love that all of these people are coming together saying, yo, bro, but still arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor, because we were arrested for the dumbest shit, period. Yeah. And you don't even arrest them?
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, how do you fire the cops for doing some shit illegal, but you won't arrest them? How does that work?
I mean, you get arrested and you can get released for bail. You won't even arrest them?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You won't even arrest them to keep all these people who have rioted and made statements so that they could finally have some semblance of peace and fairness and justice. You won't even arrest them. Arresting them is not a conviction. Arresting them is not a trial. It is literally an arrest. It is acknowledging that what you did was wrong, inhumane. You killed an innocent person. You did not have proof, and then you lied about it. We're going to at least arrest you. I don't think that's asking for a lot. And you throw money at the situation, and that's disrespectful. Because $12 million, like, please and thank you, but reparations are a whole lot more. And her daughter's life is unquantifiable.
Her daughter's life is priceless. You can't get that back. So, yeah. What you think, Al?
One, yes, arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor.
Absolutely.
But this is exactly why you vote. And this is what we have to say this. Protesters went to the house of Daniel Cameron, the Attorney General, to push him. He's a Republican, and he got voted in.
Yep.
And this is what I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. I don't that we need to have a come to Jesus moment about us. We can't on one hand say, I'm not going to vote. Ain't nobody going to do nothing for us. So you don't vote. And then somebody, regardless of their skin folk, don't give a damn about our vote and don't give a damn about us, gets in. But we're going to expend all this energy to ask him to do something that politically speaking, he's not going to do.
Crazy.
And this is the other side of it. And the other side of it is we can't, our activism can't be reactionary, asking a party and a people, and I'm not saying don't. Let me be clear. We need to protest. We need to march. But we can't have that and that be the only thing, and we're not proactive at the ballot. And guess what? If that means that if you don't like, well, I don't see nobody, then we got to do like everybody else. Cultivate the person. Cultivate the person. But I just always find this thing, which is, it's like after Trump got elected, oh, let's go march. And I'm saying that, you know what? My wife and I were in, of all places, Utah.
Oh, damn.
When Trump got elected, we were in Utah watching young people protest it. They're the same young people that didn't go out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
And so once again, I don't like, once again, it's like you don't want to vote, but then when the wrong person that doesn't give a damn about you gets in, you're going to go march, but march to ask them to do something. That's the part that gets me.
Yeah.
You want to march to throw middle fingers up, salute, I'm right with you. But you're marching saying, you need to stop doing it. He ran on doing that.
Yeah.
You know what, I do have to say this, Elmani. So one, I was one of those young people that did vote. And there were 3 million other people that did vote, and he didn't win the popular vote. So there were a lot of people in this country that made the decision to make sure he would win. But you know what? It's deeper than just going out.
No, I get it.
And that's why these things really matter. Because unfortunately, and this is very unfortunate, disheartening. And I shout out to, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Elize, the lady that's sending messages on Facebook. You're right. Police reform does not change the police officer's attitude. It ain't even about attitudes. This is so granular. We have to come together and rally against the very foundational principles that this country was built on. The truth is, there are a lot of cases that are lost because the Constitution, we the people, first 3 letters of the preamble.
We the people. Yep.
We ain't even got nothing to do with it because we work for the people.
Yep.
We're living in a world that we built, that our ancestors literally built, but it was not built for us. So the truth is, we have to come together in a different way, because even going out to vote in mass numbers, one, he shouldn't be president. But this country has enacted an electoral collage that says, no. Mind you, at one point that was relevant. But now with 10 million people live in New York, or 19 million in the state of New York, right?
Yeah.
So the electoral collage was so that one region did not have all this power. But we're not there right now. We are significantly past that. So the real thing we need to be rallying against is the Constitution needs to be modified. The national anthem needs to be modified. All of the things that denigrate the very existence and the fibers of what this country represents, which is racism, systematically and otherwise, has to be revamped and discovered. But it's very difficult to do that when we're, one, not privy to those conversations. 2, it is very difficult for Black politicians to make it in this world, like to make it in that spectrum. So when they finally get there, like a lot of people that think about Obama. We're proud of the brother, very proud, right? But then there are issues that some people feel like he didn't do this, he didn't do that. It's like, okay, but you know what? He's alive. Because the truth is, if that brother was doing everything we wanted him to do, what's happened to everybody else that's done everything we wanted?
True.
And so unfortunately, there's just a reality that comes with being Black, outspoken, young, Black, and educated, comes with repercussions in this country.
True, true. So listen, y'all, like we literally, we've been having such a good time. We went a little overtime, so we about to wrap it up. And every week, each one of us are going to have our time before we sign off to just, just wax poetically about whatever we want to, talk about. So first up is El Monty's World, my man. So El Monty, just tell the people what's on your mind, and as we get ready to sign off here on our first episode of Soul Blerds After Dark.
Yo, what's on my mind is two things. On the anime, for all my anime heads.
Yes.
This new manga episode of Dragon Ball Super in the manga. Oh my gosh. Yo, Goku Masters Ultra Instinct. Oh,
I love it.
On that is wow. Yo, so if you're an anime head, by all means, please. And by the way, there's a big thing, and we can do this via Twitter or whatever. I'm making the argument that that Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT is far doper than Super Saiyan God Blue from Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, I said it.
That sounds serious. So hold on. So El Monty, from an educational standpoint, give the people 5 animes that they need to go watch so they can get up on this anime stuff.
Oh, here we go. Of course,
Dragon Ball
Super, Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
Right. Code Geass, Death Note, Attack on Titan.
Titan, yes, boy.
Yo, wait, one more. Yo, and One Punch Man, the anime.
Woo! Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
Yo, okay.
So L, this is called Gameplay with Letter J. So L, Letter J. Let them know what it is right now.
I'm like writing these down because I got to make sure I test these theories that you speak now.
I'm going to check them out for sure. It sounds like I'm missing out on some fun. So go ahead, Jay.
Yo, I just want to send some love out to you. See this behind me, coexist. Man, that's what's on my heart and what I want to end with. We literally built a world where it's inclusive. That's not something that you commonly find in the gaming industry. It's a lot of toxicity, it's a lot of ostracization, especially among women, but I tell people 3 things about the gaming industry. For one thing, there are 7.7 billion people in the world, 2.7 billion of them identify as gamers.
Wow.
Out of the 2.7 billion people that identify as gamers, it's almost a third of the human population.
Wow.
60% are Black. That's 1.7 billion Black people.
Woo!
The third fact, there are 2.7 billion gamers. 47% are women. That's 1.3 billion women. That's almost 50%. So you're looking at dominant representation of gamers worldwide. You don't look at the gamers like Google, you know what a gamer looks like, but it's nice to meet you. I'm Letter J. We coexisting. Come pull up, check out Coexist Gaming, because what we have housed here, what we're building, literally is what everything is about that we have in Soul Blerds. It's music, it's entertainment, it's gaming, it's anime, it's comic characters, it is wellness, it is finance, it is uplifting and building our communities, starting from the ground up, all in the name of gaming, because gaming is the magnet that brought us together. And I always say we get to be lit, but we can also be rich lit.
So I'm gonna ask you, Jay, give me 3 games every gamer should have, even if for beginners. Like if you were going to suggest someone's, that's just starting out gaming, what 3 games should they have?
Okay, so I'm a fighting game tournament champion, so I'm a really big proponent of respecting where the games come from. A lot of consoles are created because of cabinets, so I'm a massive Tekken fan. Tekken Tag, like you got to go with Tekken Tag. I'm talking about combinations, technicalities, characters on fleet, and then what? I'm gonna go Marvel superheroes.
Hey!
You know what I'm saying? And you know what is though, because they got the gamuts. You go MVC 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna throw in something slightly newer age. It's not, but it is. Okay, and it might be controversial because there's so many fighters, and I'm torn right now between Virtual Fighter and Dead or Alive or Soul Calibur, which is super retro. But I'm gonna scratch it. I'm gonna say Tekken. I'm gonna say Marvel Superheroes, and then I'm gonna throw some adventure in there. Open world, Ori. Get that. It's on Game Pass. Ori is fire. Ori is a great beginner's game because even though it's got challenges, it starts off at your pace and it's beautiful visually. It's just gorgeous and it's a dope game. So check that out. Our eyes lit.
Nice. All right. That sounds good. So I'm going to. I just been on this thing. I just been binging. Hold on. Let me add Elmani. I think he came on. There he goes. All right, El. I thought we lost you. Hold on. Let me unmute him. Hold on. What's going on here? Okay.
I'm there.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay, cool. So anyway, listen. I've been on this whole binge thing lately, man. Like I just, I'm a creative, so I stay up late at night. So if I'm not working on some music or thinking of some type of content, for social media or whatever, I'm watching TV. So I'm gonna give y'all 4 shows that y'all need to be watching.
Okay.
No order, no particular order. And I posted them on Facebook, so a lot of you guys have already seen them. But the one show is The Boys, which is on Amazon. It's basically, if you don't know, it's about basically like a Justice League, but they're all about marketing and making money. They're not about being dignified or whatever. And the guy who is his name is Homelander. He's kind of like Superman. He's a psychopath. So that's the best way I can put it. So you definitely want to watch The Boys on Amazon. It is ill. Let me tell you, it is definitely ill. Another show is Raised by Wolves on HBO Max. It's one of those post-apocalyptic sci-fi adventures on another planet. There's what you call a necromancer in the movie, which is an android that is basically a weapon of mass destruction, but she's called Mother, so because she cares for children when she's not out, just destroying people. So definitely tune in. It's a great show.
Okay.
Another show is Lovecraft Country on HBO. And it's based off the Lovecraft, graphic novels and things of that nature. But it first of all, it's blackity black. That's what basically the main reason I watch. It's blackity black. And the cool thing about it, there's some historical significance in some of the episodes, and some of it is very relevant to what's going on today. But it's well written. It's ghastly. That's the best way I could put it in certain points. And I just need you. They've only had like 4 episodes. I need y'all to catch up because we need to be able to talk about this. And last but not least,
gotcha. What's it called? You said the Lovecraft?
It's called Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Lovecraft.
What network is that on?
It's on HBO Max.
Okay.
It's on HBO, period. That's what it is. It's not just on HBO Max. But anyway, so the final one I want to talk about is Power 2, the Book of Ghosts. And I want to talk about, like, I ain't gonna front, I hated Tyreek. I hated, he was like my least favorite character. I wanted him to get got, whatever. The front in this show, they have made his character amazing. He has so many levels to his character, so much depth to his character, and the new characters in the show, like Method Man and Mary J. Blige. It's going to be a fun ride, y'all. So I advise you guys. I think there are 3 episodes in. Be sure to try to catch up with that. So that's my little list for y'all this week. I hopefully one day we'll be able to have a movie list, but these damn theaters in New York, they ain't trying to hear it.
Hey, quick. So the rumors are still that Ghost is still alive.
Really?
I mean,
that's flying all over the place.
I don't believe that, bro.
Man, somebody even broke.
I thought he bled out in front of us.
Yo, somebody even did a whole breakdown that last episode, and they were like, the gun that Tariq used was different from the gun that Dre gave him. Like they yeah, man, it's interesting.
How do they know that?
Yeah, yeah, nah, man.
Blerds.
I think he's got, bro. I think he's got. Oh, Troy was like, "Yo, we got to talk about Lovecraft Country."
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, it's a dope show. It's really a dope show, man.
Okay.
But
That's
listen, y'all,
we gotta get
we
back to
it's
it.
like 12, almost 12:30, man. We gave y'all an hour and a half. We
I know,
supposed to only
we
be
love
on an
y'all,
hour,
you know?
but we love y'all, and that's
We
what we
love y'all.
do.
Listen,
So,
ask these questions and let us know things that
yes.
you would love to discuss because we love y'all's comments. They're everything.
Absolutely. And listen, we were on 2 Facebook pages and YouTube. So feel free to leave your questions, even after the video will still be up after we leave. Leave your questions because we're going to go back and check them. We'll discuss them in our production meeting. And because we want to give the people what they want, man. It's it's all about bringing out that inner blurred in you. You know what I'm saying? So until next time, y'all, I'm John Quick. It's letter J, Elmani V, and you just listen to Soul Blerds After Dark.
You're listening to Soul Blerds After Dark with Letter J, Elmani Vani, and superhero DJ John Quick.
Oh, before we go, I just want to say our theme song knocks.
Yes.
And wait till y'all hear the remix. It's coming, y'all. But anyway, peace, y'all. Peace.
Peace.